Another day, another shitstorm. I have been glued to every piece of internet drama that's been unfolding over the last 9 days. I wake up every morning, eat a strong, nutritious breakfast built for a growing boy, and immediately start scrolling the cyberspace just to see what new chaos is erupting and more shit burning to the ground and falling apart around us. I've been so hyper focused on internet drama, I didn't realize that there's a hurricane about to hit Florida pretty soon. And when I learned that news, the number one thing I was concerned about is internet outages and not being able to keep up with drama. I feel like I'd fall behind. Like if I even miss a day of being online, I'd all of a sudden have like an entire book report's worth of shit to catch up on. It's just nonstop drama every single day, it seems. And today's no different. I'm like Pac-Man eating those little pellets forever because it seems like this drama truly does have no end. So I actually want to start here with the first story that I failed you on. I didn't even mention this one in my last drama update, and it's one that I've been following. It's just I've been so inundated with so many stories all coming at me at once that somehow this one slipped through the cracks. This one's particularly wacky. The CEO of G2, which is a massive esports organization, tweeted out this video partying with Andrew Tate and Andrew Tate's brother. At least I think that's his brother, I'm not entirely sure. It's hard to recognize him without Andrew's dick in his mouth. But he tweeted this video out and immediately faced huge backlash for his association with Andrew Tate. In response to all the criticism, Carlos, the CEO, tweeted this out. "Nobody will ever be able to police my friendships. I draw my line here. I party with whoever the fuck I want." So Carlos went big man mode. He puffed out his chest, planted his feet, and flexed his pecs and said, "You don't get to dictate who I party with." And then the next day, he completely folded on this tough guy facade. The strong man, big guy routine didn't pay off very well because the next day, G2 announced that Carlos would be taking an 8-week long vacation unpaid. So Carlos then had to make a post kind of apologizing for everything and announcing that he was going to be stepping away as CEO for about 8 weeks of unpaid leave. But I will give Carlos credit here, he did not delete his tweets. So that's pretty fucking epic, I guess. For the second time this week, as I was rendering this video, another massive bomb just dropped. An update to this story. Carlos just announced he's stepping down as CEO of G2. He filmed a farewell video that was pretty heartfelt and he was teary-eyed, so it doesn't really seem like this was his decision. It doesn't seem like he's really wanting to step down as CEO of G2, so it really seems like he was kind of forced to after all of the backlash from his Twitter video partying with Andrew Tate. G2 is a massive esports org. It's one of the biggest, legitimately one of the biggest. It was started by Carlos, and now he has announced he's stepping away from it. Now, the whole backlash on the partying video he posted, it wasn't just like Twitter people being upset or anything. This cost G2 greatly. They lost their position in the VCT, so they're no longer in the upper echelon of the Valorant esports scene. Valorant just recently franchised, which means it all went to dog shit immediately. It's terrible. It's absolutely garbage. They only allow a specific number of teams to come in there, and the way they decide that seems like just throwing darts at a board, and it's completely random. It wasn't just G2 that didn't make this cut. FaZe didn't make it, TSM didn't make it, Optic didn't make it despite being one of the best fucking teams in Valorant. Like, it's a real head scratcher how they fucked it up this bad with their franchising. It's a terrible thing, but the reason G2 didn't make it, at least the speculative reason why G2 didn't make it, is because of Carlos's Twitter video where he was partying with Andrew Tate. And that's a really big deal because Valorant's one of the biggest esports games in the world right now. It's estimated that a spot in the VCT costs anywhere from $10 to $15 million right now, based on what I've read. So it was a big blow to the org, and it looks like they may have strong-armed him into stepping away. They posted this tweet about the situation saying that they received and accepted Carlos's announcement to step down as CEO, and then the next paragraph highlighted that they don't support any form of misogyny or anything like that. So it really does seem like the driving factor for why Carlos is now no longer associated with G2 is for that partying video with Andrew Tate. So What a wild development there. Now, the next little bit of drama isn't that serious. It's people that believe my G Fuel flavor Divine Peach is too good. They think that my G Fuel flavor is just way too tasty and they can't get enough of it. And people were a little upset that the hydration formula of it was sold out, but I've got great news. It's back in stock. So we can put that drama to bed, and right now G Fuel is doing a sale and Code Moist is working. It's live, it's hot. So make sure to use code MOIST at G Fuel in order to get money off your order. And the Divine Peach flavor for hydration formula is back in stock, so make sure to pick up some Divine Peach. The link's in the description below. Let's move on to the next story here. This one I just now learned about, and I find it pretty interesting. So, there's a YouTuber named Dan Allen who recently exposed himself as the insider that was leaking confidential gaming information on Twitter. Now, leaking information for upcoming games is usually a pretty serious thing because those are protected by NDAs that people sign. Non-disclosure agreements are legally binding. They are like actual big shit, and to break those is a pretty serious thing, and it seems like Dan Allen has now opened himself up to potential legal ramification from all of this. It looks like Ubisoft is going to be taking a strong stance against him. And I'll let him explain the situation a little bit before diving into it more, but in a nutshell, Dan Allen was trusted with information, a lot of it confidential information, and he made an alternate Twitter account called The Real Insider, where he just openly leaked all of it. And this is his response.
If you're not familiar, what's happened is I created a alternate Twitter account called The Real Insider, and started leaking things. And a lot of you are reaching and saying, well, why the fuck did you do it? And to be honest, it's clout, it's the buzz, it's being addicted.
Clout is more valuable than oxygen these days. Clout has driven men to do the most extreme things imaginable, and Dan Allen is yet another victim of his own hubris in that never-ending quest for more internet points. So, he did it for the fame, the glory, and now he is facing legitimate problems from this legally.
So it all began when Dan Allen made the grave mistake of not switching to his other account, The Real Insider. Instead of responding as The Real Insider, you can see he responded using his Dan Allen gaming account. No, someone else, he tweeted, and shortly after, the tweet was deleted with Dan Allen realizing his mistake.
Yang Ye's video goes much more in depth on this situation than I will, but I just needed you to see how he got exposed here. He fucking went into public and pulled his pants down, and he didn't have nearly enough time to pull them back up before people started laughing at him for it. He, on his alt account, The Real Insider, made a post, and when replying to a comment, did it on his main account, the Dan Allen account, which immediately connected Dan Allen to The Real Insider, thus exposing him as the leaker that was giving away this confidential information. Just such a goofy way of getting caught here. There's no like cool story behind it or anything. It's not like Batman catching the Joker or whatever. This guy just made the simplest mistake ever, forgetting what account he was on when making this post. And now it's taken a huge toll on not only his YouTube career, but like I said, he could be facing legitimate legal action from the developers that have trusted him with this information that he violated by posting on Twitter. So that's where that one's at. And speaking of leaks, here's a little update to the Grand Theft Auto 6 hacker who leaked like 90 clips worth of GTA 6 footage. It seems like they may have been arrested. There was a statement put out that a 17-year-old was recently arrested in the UK for suspicion of hacking. They won't go into more detail, but it seems like this could be the GTA 6 hacker. I'd also like to hit you all with a fat I told you so, because when I posted my video about the GTA 6 leaks and the hacker, I said Take-Two is fucking ruthless and they would sick the goddamn Avengers on this hacker. They will go to any lengths to make sure they catch the person behind it, and I said they're going to get the FBI involved, and they did. The FBI was investigating this case, and it looks like this may be the hacker that was responsible not only for Grand Theft Auto 6, but also the Uber hacking. And they're not releasing the specifics. They're not confirming if this is the same person, but all signs do point to this being the individual responsible for that. And they're a 17-year-old hacking prodigy, it seems here. So I just wanted to put this on your radar, considering this is something that is a very big deal. It's by far the biggest leak in gaming history. And even though this isn't fully confirmed yet, it is looking like this is the person responsible. Now, in more serious news, there has been a rather large update on the sexual assault situation on Twitch, as well as the potential cover-up of the sexual assault involving big streamers. Last night on stream, Destiny played a recorded Discord call where Mizkif and Mitch Jones were present and being pressed on, why would you cover up a sexual assault, and just trying to get to the bottom of everything and just really pressing them on all of it. To break it down to the bare bones, a streamer by the name of Adriana Lee was sexually assaulted while passed out drunk by another streamer named Crazy Slick, and after this situation, big streamers like Mizkif were accused of trying to downplay it, to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal. Maya was also brought into it and accused of gaslighting Adriana into believing it wasn't that big of a deal. Mitch Jones was brought into it, doing something similar like downplay the situation. And this Discord call that Destiny played on stream was Mizkif and Mitch Jones defending their positions or talking about the situation as a whole. And it's around 3 hours long, so it's a long conversation. But overall, it's fucking horrible. It is an absolutely horrible situation. As I've said numerous times now, this is not goofy drama. This is serious shit. And this call, I think there's a lot of reprehensible shit that gets revealed. I'm not going to go too deep into specifics. I recommend you check out Destiny's video if you want to listen to the audio yourself. So yeah, a huge development there, and I think that about wraps up the drama report here. I think this is about all of the stories that have happened over the last 24 hours. So that's about it. So yeah.